Hey everyone! Today I have 20 things you should never do in Bloxburg and what you should do instead of making these common mistakes. So let's get right into it. The first mistake is deleting the starter house or pre-built houses. This is a major mistake, especially with the starter house. The starter house is very cheap and barely gives you any money when you delete it, only $5,000. Also, if you still have the starter house, chances are you're new to the game and might not have the money or knowledge to build a house of your own yet, so you might not have a house for a while if you do delete it. It's much better to just stick with the starter house until you're ready to build your own house because it does have everything you need, even if it doesn't look the greatest. As for pre-built houses, if you go out of your way to buy another pre-built house, why would you delete it? The pre-built houses are still cheap and won't give you any substantial money back. They're also usable, and if you don't like the house, you can always renovate it instead of deleting it, which can even help with your building. The next mistake is not naming your plots. If you have more than one plot, don't forget to name them. I made the mistake of not naming my plots, and as you can see, they are a big mess, and they have a bunch of random names that don't even describe the houses. This makes it super confusing to load plots and can easily be avoided by just naming plots whenever you use them. The third mistake is skipping seasonal events. This is a massive mistake you should never make. We only get a few seasonal events every year, including the Elf Hunt and the Halloween Quest. These events have a lot of awards, including special trophies, money, and more. The Elf Hunt has the most awards out of any event and can give you up to 30k in Bloxburg cash, so at the very least, don't skip that one. It's super easy to do the seasonal events as well. There are plenty of YouTube tutorials if you don't want to figure them out for yourself. During the first elf hunt, it literally took me less than 5 minutes every day to get to the elf and give it the right food after it was found, so you can definitely do that too. Seasonal events are worth it, so don't skip out on any of them. The next mistake is working a low-paying job. There are lots of jobs in Bloxburg, but most of them aren't worth working at. This is because some jobs pay much higher than all of the others. These jobs are Bloxburger and pizza delivery. How much you make depends on the job and your total work experience. At level 100, I make over 200k in an hour at Bloxburger or pizza delivery, and sometimes I even get almost 250k. The other jobs don't even come close to this amount, so I would highly recommend choosing Bloxburger or pizza delivery to make more money faster. Speaking of working, the next mistake is working on public servers. If you don't have to, never work in public servers. These servers can distract you from working, and if other people are working the same job, there are fewer tasks to complete, so you will make less money. If you can't get a neighborhood, try to find an empty one or use one of your friends. You will make so much more money in a neighborhood, it is worth the effort. The next mistake is having a cafe as a business. Some people have cafes to make money or even replace working, but I wouldn't recommend this. You can certainly make money from cafes, but they cost money to build, and usually you won't make like a significant amount of money from selling the food since it's so cheap. Typically, cafes make you lose money unless people give you high tips, which is possible. However, it's much better to have a different business to make more money, such as a hotel. With a hotel, you can charge people a lot more for the rooms while still having a chance of getting high tips. You could also do an Uber driving business if you want an easier option. The next mistake is copying speed builds. If you don't like building, then it is okay to recreate a speed build. However, if you want to improve your own building, then refrain from following them. Instead, use speed builds for inspiration, but don't recreate them as that will slow your progress with your own building. It's important to find your own building style and be original. Copying others won't help you get there. The next mistake is building your house next to the sidewalk. So many people put their houses right in front of the sidewalk, which you should avoid at all costs. It looks so wrong and also leaves no room for a path, gardening, or any exterior decoration. Always build the front of your house at least 6 squares back from the sidewalk or more. Sometimes I even put my house 10 or more squares back if it's a bigger house. As you can see, it looks much better this way. The next mistake is putting doors on walls that are only 1 square wide. This does not look good. Even if the door fits, it just looks really weird and annoying. If the only room for a door is on a 1 square wide wall, that just means you need more wall space. 2 squares is a much better option, and your house will look way more realistic this way. The next mistake is forgetting light switches. I don't know if it's only me, but I always forget to add light switches in my house, so the lights are always stuck on or off. It's super easy to add them, but often forgotten about. When you're building, try to remember a light switch in every room to save yourself frustration later. Also, make sure to add a power box as well. These turn off every light in your house at once and are super convenient. Next is not adding fences and forgetting to lock doors. Fences are easy to add and give you a lot of privacy from others, as does locking doors. Forgetting these isn't a big deal, but you might have random people entering your house and breaking in. You can also add security cameras if you want to see anyone at your house, alongside fences and locking doors. Next is having separated walls. What I mean is when you make a wall for a room, but it's actually made up of two separate walls like this, then you can't place doors or windows anywhere where the walls intersect. This means you usually have to delete the wall, and if you have any decorations on the wall, they will be deleted as well. This is obviously very annoying and a waste of time, so try to make sure the walls for all of your rooms are made up of one wall only before you start adding decorations. Next is automatically placing floors with diagonal walls. If you have any diagonal walls at all, never ever place floors automatically. It will look all messed up like this and just look super terrible. Instead, place the floors manually and avoid any diagonal corners. Then, go back and place floors in the diagonal corners manually as well. It looks much neater this way and makes your house look way better. Next is using too much or too few colors. When you're making a color scheme for your house, balance is key. You shouldn't use a ton of vibrant, bright colors since it will make your house look overwhelming and also hurt your eyes. Especially avoid neon colors. You should never ever use neon colors in any house. However, make sure you aren't using too few colors either. Don't just make your house all black or white or neutrals. Have a couple of accent colors too. For example, this color scheme has mostly neutrals, but I added ghost gray and oyster, which add color but not too much. The accent colors also match the other colors very well and don't throw them off, which is important to consider as well. The next mistake is forgetting to color ceilings. It's easy to forget about ceilings, especially when you have multiple floors, since the ceiling is the bottom of the floor above you. But your house will look unfinished if you forget this, so color the bottom of all your floors to avoid this mistake. You can never go wrong with plain white and plastic for a ceiling color, but you can also use other colors too. The following mistake is not tracking updates. Bloxburg posts lots of teasers for upcoming updates on their Twitter and TikTok. If you don't have social media, Bloxburg YouTubers always post videos about the teasers that show you what will come in the next update. It's worth looking at these teasers to prepare for the updates and to know when they might come too. Next is throwing parties to invite people to your house. If you want to invite a specific person to your house, don't throw a party since it will invite the entire server. Random people will have permissions at your house and will probably come to your party invite. This can easily be avoided by simply using a phone to invite specific people instead, and you won't have to kick random strangers out of your house. Next is allowing everyone to join your neighborhood. If you allow everyone to join, it can take away from the peace and quiet you might want to have. There might be drama, there might be no available plots for you, there would be more lag, etc. If you want to play with others, then this is okay, but leaving your neighborhoods open for friends only is often more peaceful and fun. The second to last mistake is having low quality graphics. Sometimes low graphics are necessary if your device lags easily. However, if you don't struggle with lag, then don't use low graphics. Bloxburg looks much better with high graphics and details. To adjust your graphics, go to Settings, Advanced Settings, and then you can change these sliders here for higher graphics. If you do have lag, I'd still recommend changing the object quality to high. This will show textures on objects and make the game look way better. The last mistake is well known but really common, and that is leaving your moods low. When you have low moods, you make less money when you're working, you walk slower, and if you don't have marvelous mood, you will have this ugly yellow cloud around your body. Keeping your moods high stops all of this and also makes your avatar look much better. It's super easy to increase your moods. All you need is a bathtub, TV, and some food. It will be much more fun to play Bloxburg with higher moods than low moods. Anyway, that is going to be all for this video. Feel free to subscribe for more Bloxburg content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.